Today it's all about the animals again. I was able to, forgive me, I'm trying to get situated. I was able to go ahead and get those 5 squares done. So if you're interested in seeing all the good and the bad and the ugly, stay tuned. Join me. Grab your project and grab your drink first, though. Okay. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I am here to guide you through this wonderful world of animal granny squares that came out of this book. Grab you a project, grab you a drink, grab you something. Grab you a little fur baby if you have one of those. So, as y'all know, welcome, whether you're new, you're returning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's 2:30. Actually, no, it's 3 o'clock. It was 2:30 when I came in here to cut the AC on because it was so sweltering in here. Because, y'all, I don't keep my AC on in here simply because I'm not in here all day, every day right now. I'm outside mostly, but not today. I'll tell y'all more about that after I share with you the animals that I finally got to finish and get done. All right. Now, I started these Tuesday. I think I started this one. And I got as far as I put the 2 little ears on, and that was it. And then I stopped. I'm going to use this little handy dandy thing that I got with Brandy's gift the other day. And I'm going to start now. If you're interested, I will do a quick run through at the end of the previous ones. If you have seen them, you know, just look down, get busy with your project, whatever. But if you have not, I'm not going to do that whole explanation and doing everything like I did on last video, because you can pretty much tell it's having to do, you can either search the animal word or you can do, it's pretty much every 3rd video. I've done 2 of them, I think. Yeah. So if you look back, the first one has them, I think, over my head. Similar to this one, if I can get my son to edit it for me. I mean, he edits it all the time, but anyway. All right, so you will find it, trust me. Now, I am covering up the pattern part, but this is, and if you want this book, it is on Amazon, and I will show you the ISBN number. It's by Sarah Jane Hicks. This was gifted to me by my sweet friend Meredith, but it's very affordable. If you want it, go grab it. It is well worth it. I have done 15 squares of the 20 so far. Well, 22 actually, because there's 2 alterations. I mean, there's 2 variations. There's a variation to 2 different squares. All right, so this is my little sheep. Okay, you remember last week, and this is, I promise I'm not self-effacing here. I own my mistakes, and I know what is my strengths and what is not. Not necessarily doing these faces, but anyway, this is what the sheep is supposed to look like. Now keep in mind, I did some color variations. Apparently, I went completely off script. Oh, I know why I did it. Because when I did this square with the fawn, this is one of the variations from the deer motif. When I did this and it said pink, I wasn't thinking about the fact that these are going to be for 2 little boys. Because I am splitting them and making 2 separate blankets. So I did not use pink as my background. I used orange. Look at my little sheep. I'm actually proud mostly of how he turned out. Now, he's a cute little thing. Let's see if I can. And y'all forgive my nails. I have got to do them. Still haven't had time. They have soot and they're clean. They're just stained. But look at those pretty, look at it. And it doesn't look that far off from what it's supposed to look like. Now, making him, they used what they call, let's see, half treble popcorn and a treble popcorn. But you have to understand, this is a UK terminology book. So when they mean half treble, or when they say half treble, they mean half double. When they say treble, they mean double. So it's okay. And if you don't know how to do them, there's YouTube, or there's instructions in the beginning of the book that tell you just how to do his little body. But I enjoyed this little guy. I did not think I would like doing that many popcorn stitches, but surprisingly they wasn't that bad. Alright, now the lion. Okay, I deviated from the lion, and I did look ahead, and I'm going to deviate from the Highland cow, because these are going to newborns, and I'm not going to have little fingers caught in loops. Okay, this is the lion as they wanted me to make it. All right, which is beautiful. I love it. But again, I'm not going to do loops. Now, I stayed true to form except for the loops. And instead, I cut them. And to me, that looks more like a lion's mane than the loops anyway. Now, I'm probably going to end up trimming some of those off. Because don't forget, I have not done that outside border yet. I'm going to do it in my joining yarn so that it'll be a smoother transition. But I do like how the lion come out. He wasn't as horribly unique as some of the others. Okay, I think I mixed up my things from last week. I don't know, because I don't think the penguin should be on top. Was the penguin the last thing I did last week? Oh, it was. And then the phone. Okay, so I have it from the first to the last. Good to know. And see, this thing has been off not even 10 minutes, and it's already getting warm in here. Hence why I'm wearing my hand knit tank top. And I think it's called the Tip Top tank on Ravelry. I love this thing. I'm going to make me another one. In fact, I have some yarn. You know that, well, I have it hanging up over here with my Joann's apron. This still has my name tag put on it. But anyway, I used the cotton acrylic blend on that one that I was gifted, and I want to know if I can wear that in the summertime. So it would be perfect for me to, like, I don't have enough going on, right? All right, we're going to move on to our next square. Now, this square, I'm going to show you the picture. Then I will show you my animal. And they look pretty dead blasted similar. But, okay, so I looked up how to pronounce this. Because everybody pronounces things different. And I know, honey, you were not being mean to me, and I appreciate that. But I used to say Chowgoo for my needles, but I was corrected by somebody in a yarn shop that said it was Chiaogoo. So you know what? In the end, it really doesn't matter. You know, we know what each other's talking about, whether you say Chowgoo or I say Chiaogoo. Whatever I say. Since my daggone thing, I have a hard time remembering how to pronounce some things anyway. But this word, the little things on top of a giraffe's head, it's Ossicone. So at first it looks like ossicone. And that ossicone is how they say it in the UK. Ossicone, A-H sound, ossicone is how they say it here in the US, supposedly, according to Google. So my ossicones are not attached. I did not like the ears on most of them. I left the ossicones and the ears unattached on my giraffe. So this is what he is supposed to look like, okay? And he's cute and he's adorable. And this is my version, which is not that bad. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with the way things turned out. This grouping. Now, let me tell you something about this square. I did his dots first. Well, first I did his forehead dot, which matches where it's supposed to be. Then I did his eyes so that I would be able to do his cheek spots in the right spot. So I had his forehead done, his eyes, and then I did his cheeks. And if any of you have ever saw the movie Saw, the horror movie, Saw, you know the little character, the little doll that rides around on the tricycle with the cherry cheeks. That's what this thing was reminding me of without this. And I was like, okay, I have to hurry up and get his nose on. But then I had to do his ossicones and his ears, which kind of started bringing it back around. And then I did his nose, all right? So everything, the 3 spots and his nose, I had to make off the square and then sew it on. Well, if you will look closely at that nose, it is an oval. So I'm working in the top of chains and in the bottoms of chains. Well, before I put his little nostrils on, it looked like a gaping maw. What are those ones? It's an ocean. It comes up and it has all these teeth going toward the middle on different layers. I don't know if it's a real creature or if it's movie magic or whatever, CGI. But it kind of reminded me of that. So I was really quick to put his little nostrils on. But he came out pretty cute. Even if he did remind me of a horror movie. What do they call those? Horror movie, it's not an icon. If you're like me, you're saying it to the screen like I can hear you. I understand, I do the same thing. Character, toy. I guess it would be, the appropriate name would be a horror movie toy. Okay. That giraffe took me the longest. Actually, I don't know. Between the sheep, the body, the main square took me the longest. Then the lion's mane took me the longest on it. But overall, this took me the longest because it was so many pieces to, and look at the back. I try to keep my back as clean as I can because I'm ever mindful of little fingers. And anything that is long is tacked down in the middle or something to where little fingers cannot get. But I like leaving things floppy so that their little hands can have something to play with, like fidget with, you know. We say fidget when we're grown or when we're a kid, but when we're babies, they just want little things, sensory things, right? All right, the next one. It is a sea turtle. Well, the colors make me think sea turtle. The title just says turtle. And nothing in the things makes it look any different. Alright, I did not have these colors of blue and green. I used the colors that I did have. I think he's adorable. Mine is not that bad. I'm not overly excited about the way when I had to go and do front loop only on my single crochets for a shell outline. I don't like how it's pulling away from his head, but I tried to tack it, like to the head, so it wouldn't be a gap, but that looked even weirder, so I undid it. So this is my version of the turtle. It's not bad, but like I said, you know, the head being disconnected from the shell border kind of bugs me. But color-wise, I don't think these are bad alternates for color. You still get the idea that it is a turtle. No, turtles are not light blue, but they're not that blue either, so it's okay. It's all right. You know, the thing I was thinking about earlier, my niece and I we're Snapchat like crazy because she'll send me messages and little short videos because y'all know I've said that she asks for privacy except immediate family. Yes, I am a second mom to that child, but she also has a stepmother who outranks me, I think. I don't know. I guess so because they were at the hospital. My brother and his wife. But she did. She stepped in and has been a pretty decent mom. Now, yes, there's issues, but you know, there's always issues, right? Even with birth parents. But anyway, she's been Snapchatting me, and I want to show her the pictures of all the squares and say, do you have a preference of which ones I'm going to put on for Zachariah's blanket? But I don't want to ruin the surprise, right? So, this is another video. So many of my videos, I'm having to say, oops, 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 oops. What's that? The other day I made, when we were talking about the last time I showed y'all the quilt. I say the other day, but it's been forever and a time ago. But when I showed y'all Isaiah's quilt. But she knows I'm going to be doing a quilt for Zachariah, so that should be okay. But anyway, I was about to show you the turtle again, y'all. Yeah, it's been a day, and I'll explain a little bit more of that after I show you all my squares. Okay. Oh my Jesus. Okay. I don't know why it's called a ladybird. I never looked at the title. I just saw it and said ladybug. But if anybody here knows why that would be called a ladybird, please leave in the comments below because I have no clue why they would say that. That is a very cute example though. And I didn't quite nail it, but I got pretty dad blasted close. Now, I will admit, these things took me forever. But isn't that so pretty? Actually, when I'm looking at them side by side, it's not that different. My line's a little, oh no, where I was weaving in where I was weaving in my ends, and all of this is tacked down. But when I was weaving in my ends, I see that a piece came through. Oops. Oh well, it'll be all right. It just looks like she has an extra speck there that's really small. Now, that is it for my things. Oh, I said I was going to show y'all. Okay, so quick rundown. We have a bear. And we have my hair. And the alternate is a polar bear. This is one of the ones that have 2. That's why I say there's 22. And we have a piggy. And a tabby cat. And a black and white cat. Usually that kind of chin implies a tuxedo cat. And a schnauzer. And a bunny. Now my bunny does not have the white middle for the nose and the snout, but oops, I didn't realize that when I was making the square, because I didn't read. I just looked at the picture and said, okay, you know, that was I think that was number 2. Yeah, that was number 2 of that week's squares. We have a deer, and here's the alternate, the baby fawn that I just showed y'all. I will be putting these on little blockers to kind of steam them and get them to lay perfectly flat. But size wise, my gauge is perfectly the same on all of them. I am using Red Heart Super Saver yarn and Red Heart Super Saver Big Twist Value and Karen 1 pound. Those are the 3 yarns I'm using, and my 5mm Clover Amore hook. And here's my penguin. Now that was 15 so far, including today's, because I'm gonna put today's right on top of my stack. I still think I might redo that fawn. I don't know. I think I might need to. So that leaves, let's see, I have, how many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 23. That's 15, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, and then 8 more. So that is indeed 23. Where did I get 22 at? This is 20 animal squares to make. So I thought, let me count these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, okay. So they consider the cats, even though they're 2 separate patterns with 2 separate designs, they considered them one cat or one pattern. Okay. So technically the book has 21 patterns, and I am making the 2 alternates, so that's 23 squares. Ugh. Alright, well, it's perfect when it was, I'm dividing 2 into 22 because that's 11 apiece. Okay, well in that case, I may remove the fawn. Even though he's adorable and he's cute, I may remove him. And yeah, I might do that. Because I could make a girl version that has pink, purple, yellow, light blue, those backgrounds, instead of, you know, like actually the only one that the only color I wouldn't include would be the orange in the little girls, probably. I don't know. I don't know if I would ever want to make, I loved making them, but they're so labor intensive, and it might not be as bad if I were to do it off camera to where it wouldn't be content, because, okay, that's a scrunch. All right. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But I'm going to give anybody who is not interested in any of my yapping and jabbering and talking a chance to get off here, because that is all of the squares I have today. I really enjoyed you hanging out with me. And I will have more. Hopefully I will have more by Friday. I'm not going to do it like I did this time. Y'all don't see behind the scenes, so you don't understand what I'm talking about. But I'm going to start tonight on the next Friday's videos of these squares. So if I can get like 1 or 2 done a night, I will have all 5 done before I have to record the thing on Thursday. Because usually I try to record the day before so that, you know, everything is not pre-recorded too far out. Sometimes I have to. That's just fact of life. In fact, I have a Michael's mini haul that I might end up recording tomorrow, which will be Friday when you're watching this video. Anyway, now, I'm going to tell y'all some honest truth. You know I've been busy out in the field burning stump piles. Well, by doing, and I really need to take care of these things. I really do. I have not been outside today. I have not burned a single thing, and the sun is shining. It's beautiful. It was a perfect day to do this. But I had to get these finished because I have to have this video recorded before my son gets off work. That way I can upload it to Google Drive. He can download it when he gets off work, edit it, and then upload it for me. And like I said, when I started recording, it was 3 o'clock. So, I started last night. I started the sheep last night. And I did not finish until almost 2 o'clock today. So, and my husband didn't understand. He's like, baby, why do you push yourself? You're doing too much. Because I told him, I'm like, I want to get all of this done and my video recorded by 11 a.m. so that I can get out here and get this burn pile started for the stumps. Because once it burns for 3 or 4 hours, I can walk away from it and just keep an eye on it, you know, out in the field. Because we do have the truck out there. We have my son's truck with my big blue water barrels, and he bought the pump so that, you know, I can spray around the area, and that's but what I've been doing. And my husband's like, you're doing too much. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to move the camera. He's like, you're doing too much, you need to slow down. And what he doesn't understand is I can't. If I want this channel to do anything, I have to be here. I have to continually show up. I have to continually do things and make things and buy things or shop my stash. You know, I have to continually to make content, correct? So, no, I can't just slow down. I was a tired turkey last night. And my boys ended up going out of town. This is like they went out of town Monday, I believe, or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. No, it might have been Tuesday. they had to go down to Myrtle Beach because they had done a job down there. And when you install fire sprinkler systems, it's not just, okay, get everything done and you're finished. You have to get everything done to a certain point, and then let the other contractors come in and do their thing, and then you go back in and you do your final pieces, and then it has to be inspected, which can never be on the same day. And then once it's inspected, you have to go back to that job. You have to run a test on it with somebody else there. I don't know if it's the site superintendent or anything. But anyway, so they did a job down in Myrtle Beach a few weeks ago, and they've had to go back and forth, a couple times. Well, Monday or Tuesday was one of those cases. And they had to get up at 3 a.m. And I know they're grown men, but it doesn't hurt me to wake up and give them a call saying, hey, just making sure you're up. Because that's not their normal time. Yes, a lot of the times they're already awake when I have to do this kind of thing. And I don't have to. It's just the mom in me, okay? Well, last night was another such time. Yes, I worked on this late last night, but they didn't have to go to Myrtle Beach this morning. They had to go to Waycross, Georgia, which is it's a little further drive-wise than Myrtle Beach. You wouldn't think so because of the way, the direction, but time-wise, it's 3 hours and 40 minutes from here to Waycross, Georgia. So I woke up at 3 o'clock. I didn't actually set my alarm because they were awake the last time I did this. So I didn't set my alarm. I just naturally woke up at 3 o'clock. I was like, hello? Y'all up? So, I was awake, and then I went back to sleep, though from like 3:15ish when I laid back down to 6:30. I think I slept till 6:30 this morning. I didn't really rest. I don't know what it was. And it might just be a mom's apprehension because, deer love to go back roads. And the boys, that was their path, back roads from here to Waycross, Georgia. So, I don't know. I couldn't rest. And by the time I woke up, I was already behind the 8 ball on fatigue. And as lovely as these little caffeines are, they don't really replace a good night's sleep. So, all of this might sound like I'm complaining, and I'm not. I vent. And if any of you ever need to talk, to vent, to do anything, please reach out. I don't mind, emailing you and messaging you, and I don't mind. I'm here for you just like you're here for me, because I don't mind it being a two-way street. Now, if I was a regular content creator or an influencer, that might be a whole nother ball game. But I'm me, and y'all know that. So I think it's too late. If I get that burn pile started, it's not going to have a good solid 12 hours to burn. So there's just no sense in it. And I'm going to have to be cooking dinner here soon. Actually, since the boys are coming from Waycross, Georgia, I forgot my husband said, because I went to go take out some chicken to cook for dinner, and he said he wouldn't mind calling the boys and see if they'll swing by, stop somewhere, grab dinner, and swing it by to us. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Yeah, I might do that. But and I don't think my husband understands, because he said, I thought you wasn't on your menu. And I'm not. So my menu is like a 10-day menu plan. And it is effective. It does help you lose a few pounds at a time. But when I do it back to back, it's not that effective. So, and I should just do the GLP-1 thing and stop stressing over my weight. Because, I should just do it and be done with it. But that junk's expensive. So I really can't. That's not, this is it's not, it makes me focus on my weight too much. And I know people look at me and they're like, but you're small. And I'm not really that small. I'm 5'6". This is here I'm going to be blunt as I'll get out. I'm 5'6", and I'm 150 pounds. That is too heavy for my frame. Well, not my frame. That is too heavy for my knees because I have a broad frame. But I have to be careful with my weight because I have osteoarthritis, and that it's very painful. It really is. So, ideally, I need to keep my weight between 125 and 135. I can play with those 10 pounds, but anything over 135 and my knees start feeling it, and which they are now. So I do look really thin when I am between 125 and 135, but that is the ideal weight for my legs. But anyway, go back to why I was bringing this up anyway. He's like, I thought you wasn't doing your menu. I'm like, I'm not. But I also don't want to pig out on trashy fast food either. I mean, yes, I admit it, that I would love some Bojangles. We call it Boangeles. Actually, one of my sons said that in their teenage years, and it just stuck. But, we like Bojangles, and I love the Supremes. They're so good. They're chicken tenders. Yes, they're not good for me, but I will say that they're actual chicken. They're not minced meat like most places try to offer you with tenders and nuggets and stuff like that. This is strips, true chicken strips. And usually I will get coleslaw and Supremes. But he's like, well, we could get some Wingstop. And I was like, that's fine if you want that. I said, I'll just fix me something here because I have pre-grilled chicken that I have in 4-ounce servings for a lot of my menu plans when I make a salad or something. Like a mixed green salad or a spinach salad, I'll throw the chicken on top of that. I said, I can just have that. And he's like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what you want to eat because you said you wasn't on the menu. And I'm like, I'm not on the menu. I'm not on my menu. I just because I'm not on my menu doesn't mean I'm going to eat junk either, But I might just eat a little bit of junk so that he doesn't feel so bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind Wingstop. I mean, it's fried boneless wings. So basically minced chicken in batter, saturated with whatever sauce they want to do. And it's all empty calories. I mean, I would rather eat me a good grilled chicken topped spinach and mixed green salad with some garbanzo beans and some pine nuts and some celery and maybe a couple carrots thrown in. I'm making myself hungry. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, me and my daughter-in-law was talking the other day, and she's actually starting to use that sewing machine. So I told her, because the sewing machine that I gave her was from my brother's house, that he didn't know where it came from. It was a very little used, if at all used, Kenmore cabinet type. We placed it in about 1974-ish. Pardon me, by the model number and serial number. And I told her that my mother-in-law had given me one of those. Now, my mother-in-law passed away, I want to say, let's see, 2008, I believe. No, 2006, because the boys were 8 years old. So 2006. And she said that, maybe I could get it to working because the tension or something was off. So anyway, I never touched it. It was put in my bedroom, and it was a TV stand for a TV that we haven't watched in almost 10 years. The TV's still in there. There's no Dish Network box to it anymore because we don't watch it. Because I found out a long time ago that going to sleep with the TV on was part of why I had such bad insomnia. I could get to sleep, but I couldn't stay asleep. So, anyway, her Kenmore has a knee lever instead of a foot pedal. And I was like, man, I hope that one has one. So I looked at it while I was waiting on the AC to cool this room off. I went in there and I bit down underneath it. And it does have a knee lever. But I thought hers was a Singer or a Kenmore as well. But it says, just by looking underneath it, it says it is a Fabric Master on one side of the sewing machine. Now, I'm going to take the TV off of it and do all that and open it up. So I might do that now since I'm not going to go out at this time of day and do the burn pile or the stump pile. So I might just do that. I think I will. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to, kind of open it up. And, it's probably very dusty in there. I don't remember if I opened it up back then. But now, to be fair, she gave this to me while she was still living. So it was probably not long after we moved in up here and bought this land back in 2003. So I'm wanting to say it's been in there a good 24 or 21 years, right? Because we've been here 23 years. So yeah, so it's probably been in there about 21 years and I haven't touched it. So now the top gets dusted and cleaned and all that, but I have not actually lifted the machine out and, had it setting up on its little platform and all. So it might be a little dusty in there. Or spider webby. Whew! I just thought about that. I might get my husband to help me. I'll do all the lifting and the finagling. He just has to inspect before I put my hand anywhere to make sure I don't have a spider web or something in there. But I think I'm going to do that. And then I will see what my husband actually wants to eat. And see if I'm willing to cheat and eat junk. If I do, it will probably be the only junk that I eat this week. Because even though I'm not on my menu, like I said. Now, the reason I had gained the 10 pounds was because I was eating junk all the time. And I was craving chocolate so bad. I'm still craving something sweet, and I still want chocolate, but I'm not craving it. The sweetness I can pretty much do with, I do like a snack of almonds, really dark chocolate, like 90% cocoa, cacao, not cocoa, sorry, and blueberries. I'll do those as, a little snack. Most of the time, that'll sate that thing. If not, I have my iceberg chewing gum. I have the frozen berry blast and the spearmint options as well. But anyway, I've been doing good. I have not been diving into the chocolate. Now, that would account for some weight loss, just that. Staying away from the stinking chocolate. But y'all, it is so good sometimes, right? I can't be the only one that, you know, turns it to chocolate. And just because I'm way past the days of the monthly visitor, it doesn't mean that I still don't have those cravings, okay? Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I will see you on Monday with probably the mini haul, okay? Because, you know, Mondays are usually for the... Okay. I might have called a good day. Because it's raining now. Oh, well. I still see sunshine, and I don't see any dark clouds, so there must be some dark cloud over top of me. So it's probably going to last 5 minutes. But anyway. Mondays are usually for those anyway, so I'll probably just go ahead and record that tomorrow morning before I go out into the field. Oh my goodness. I need another caffeine and I don't. It's too late to really drink one. I mean, I have the remainder of this one that I've been nursing. But I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. And I know it's hard to find joy every day, but there is sometimes the littlest joy to be found. Until I see you on Monday, take care of you. Stay safe. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. See you later. Bye.